dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month, I got that full. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What's going on, everybody? It's Lamont Tyson coming to you for another political video. Please be sure to subscribe. You can follow me at Get a Life Games on IG. You can follow me at Movies and TV Breakdowns on TikTok. Let's get into what we've got covered today, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many stories. This Epstein's file situation has dug up just dastardly, vile, dirty stuff. I've heard some of this stuff in barbershops. I've heard some of this stuff in locker rooms, but I never imagined people are actually out here doing some of these things. So we've got Trump talking about sticking his fingers in girls' vaginas to see how tight it is. We've got some coverage on that. Melania Trump's documentary came out, and that shit is as much as a flop as a fish out of water. It is terrible. And you got Republican groups buying tickets to try to save face. We're going to cover that. The celebs that were named in the Epstein files that have no substantiating evidence, Jay-Z, Pusha T, and now they coming from Russell Wilson. Lord have mercy. We've got that too. Elon Musk is upset with Christopher Nolan because he decided to hire fine-ass, big booty Lupita Nyong'o to be in the Odyssey. And Elon doesn't like it. And we'll cover that. So and we also got Dr. Oz running his fat lip saying that people should start working earlier and stay later versus going after where all the money is at with the rich people. Come on, man. Let's go ahead and start this thing first with Jay-Z and Pusha T. Well, you know what? No. We'll careen into that. Let's start with the biggest fish, and that is Trump. Article broke that of these dumps, there was so many vile things said. Nothing was more vile than the things you are about to hear, and this credit goes to the good ladies of the I've Had It show. Take a look at this.
So, troubling allegations against Donald Trump in the latest Epstein files dropped. The allegations appear to come from an FBI tip line. It is unclear if they were ever investigated. And this is a total trigger warning. So, Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called, quote, calendar girls. Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's vulva and vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children on tightness. The guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Don Jr., Trump, Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral sex to Donald J. Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald J. Trump raped me. Ghislaine Maxwell was also present. This goes on, and these allegations are incredibly serious. The DOJ, after this was put up, they took it all down. Furthermore, the DOJ has promised the reason that they're delaying is that they're protecting the victims. The victims' names are going to be redacted. They weren't.
Ladies and gentlemen, is that not some of the most sickest West Virginia backcountry cousin fucking shit you've ever heard? How many of those girls got an STD simply because Trump shoved his fingers up one girl, then shoved it up another? This is like slavery. In the slavery days, they would blame black people, black women, black men, check your teeth, and in particular, the women. Slave masters would come up there, make sure they look right, they got nice breasts, they can bear some children, because it's not just the children that they wanted to make with the black men that were slaves. These slave masters wanted to get their asses out there and do it to them too. This is what Trump is doing, and y'all voted his ass back in office. This is the same man that said when you are a celebrity, you can grab them by the pussy. They'll just let you do it. No, they don't really want you to do it. They're letting you do it thinking that they can get their career advanced. And these girls was in here trafficked, not necessarily because they wanted to get their career advanced, but some of them was stuck. Some of them was stuck. And folks, there are places you can go to red light districts and where you can go and do this shit for a small nominal fee. But instead, you got to exert control and try to harass young, impressionable minds. And if y'all have never dealt with anyone who has been assaulted sexually, molested as a young person, that shit sticks with them. Even with therapy, it sticks with them, and it causes problems with ongoing relationships with people they might have special relationships with. So, folks, post your comments, man. This is ridiculous. I'm hoping that this is the window breaking that'll finally get this country back in order, because it's not just MAGA that's creating this. We also got to blame Democrats too. Democrats are to blame for some of this shit too. A lot of it, honestly. And we've got to corral them, get them back in order, and then try to make some moves to get this country back to working from the middle class outward. Post your comments. Let me know what you think. Do y'all want Donald Trump to come stick his fingers up your butt, up your vagina, and then go and turn around and stick it up somebody else's without washing his little filthy hands? Let me know what you think. Folks, it's Black History Month, and when Black History Month comes, it makes you think of great things like the movie Lean on Me, or I don't know, Beautiful Black People. Well, folks, coming to my stage is a person who fits both Lean on Me and Beautiful Black. Folks, it is my homie, Lean on Me, Lena. How you doing today, Lena?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Happy Black History Month to you, my sister.
Happy Black History Month, and my birthday is February 7th, so it's a privilege.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, all super chats that you send tonight will go to my co-host Lena. So start flooding the zone with super chats. We'll send them to her for her birthday commencement. Okay, now if you send too many, I'm gonna have to keep some of them. Okay, I'm just be real about that thing. But we'll give her a cut. Okay, for some birthday profits. We'll give her a little cut. Okay, we'll give her a cut on that. But Lena, I kind of started the show and you missed out on some very vile, sick stuff, but I think you've kind of heard and read a little bit of what's in the Epstein files anyway. And we're going to come back to that in just a second. But as part of Black History Month, one thing that I want to celebrate and also be sad about is we keep losing so many of our great Black actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And some people know, but probably my audience really doesn't know. I was named after somebody on TV during the 70s that my grandma and mama loved watching. That man just died. Let me show you a clip. Lena, this is before your time, Lena. This is way before your time, Lean on Me, Lena. But you might have caught it because it was a funny show. Take a look at this. My old heads know exactly what I'm talking about.
This afternoon, the entertainment world is mourning the loss of a 70s TV star. Demond Wilson was most known for his role as Lamont Sanford opposite Red Fox on the hit series Sanford and Son. His publicist confirmed his passing. Wilson's son reportedly told TMZ his father died yesterday in Palm Springs after a battle with cancer. Wilson later starred in a reimagined version of The Odd Couple and appeared in a handful of movies, including The Organization in 1971 with Sidney Poitier. Demond Wilson was 79 years old.
Lena.
Yes.
My mama wanted to name me Wesley. And my grandma stepped in and said, hell to the no, come up with something else. And so my mama decided, because she knew my grandma loved Sanford and Son, she said, well, how about Lamont? My grandma said, I'll bless that name. So Lena, have you ever seen Sanford and Son? Demond Wilson, from by all accounts, Lena was an outstanding human being, gave to charity, tried to help young actors come up, had great stories about the other comedians he was around. Have you ever heard of the show? Have you ever heard of him? What is your knowledge, my young sister?
I used to see it on TV. My dad used to watch it, but I genuinely don't know what it's about. I just know it was on TV.
Okay, yeah. So it was a comedy. It starred Red Fox, who was a huge comedian, sometimes famously known for evading taxes. He did not want to give the government no money. and he had an all-star cast around him, and they covered a lot of issues in the minority space and in the religious space that during the 70s was taboo. But he covered it. He garnered a lot of people, made a lot of people laugh. And if you ever get bored, which I know you don't because you're so smart, you know, smart people like Lena don't get bored. They don't watch TV when they're, but they don't have a boring minute. Only time she gets bored probably when she's in the bathroom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get bored, Lena, go back and check out Sanford and Son. It's a pretty good show. I promise you, you'll be entertained.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out.
All right. So now, Lena, you've come into the celebrity part of this Epstein dump. Okay. Some big names was dropped in the minority space, and some of them got on my nerves. But for those that didn't hear about these names, I'm going to play a clip, and then me and Lena will talk about it. Lena will get first deal since she just got here. But take a look at this, Lena, and I'll tell you where these people are wrong.
Okay. A newly released wave of documents connected to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation has once again sent shockwaves across the internet. As part of a federal transparency initiative, millions of unclassified pages have been made public, revealing raw records collected by authorities over several years. Almost immediately, parts of this massive release began circulating online, sparking debate, confusion, and speculation, especially where famous names appear. Among the documents being discussed are screenshots said to come from an FBI crisis intake report dated July 2019. These types of reports are created when law enforcement receives tips or allegations from the public, often anonymously. In the circulating excerpts, the names of high-profile music artists Jay-Z and Pusha T appear alongside other well-known figures. The mentions quickly drew attention on social media, with many users jumping to conclusions before understanding the context of the records. According to the unverified intake notes, an anonymous caller alleged she had been drugged and abused and referenced individuals she claimed were connected to Epstein's network. Pusha T's name is reportedly mentioned in relation to handlers, while Jay-Z's name appears listed in a separate line alongside another controversial figure. However, these references exist only within a raw intake document, not in court filings, indictments, or confirmed investigative outcomes. It is important to understand that crisis intake reports do not represent verified facts or conclusions. They are simply logs of information received, often containing claims that may never be proven or acted upon. Law enforcement agencies routinely record such tips without validating them, and many never lead to investigations. At this time,
Lena, there you have it. And that's not the only person that got drugged into this. Another human being that seems to be one of the nicest people on earth and gets drugged a lot by the hood. He got drugged into this, and I'm talking about none other than my slick-haired friend, Russell Wilson, who I've actually played Madden with. I know the dude. He is down for his people. He is not some soft cornball brother. That's not Russell Wilson whatsoever. He got drugged into this because it was alleged that he was trying to buy Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. He came out and slammed it. Of course, Jay-Z and Pusha T slammed it. And like the guy said in the recording, none of this stuff was substantiated yet. Hadn't made any kind of court filings or anything like that. Lena, what do you think is going on with this?
I think that I've recently come to this conclusion in my own self, because this is just a deep rabbit hole. I actually think that I don't care. I feel like, what are we going to do? What are seeing these faces doing for us? Are we going to act, or are we going to keep talking about it on social media because it gives us clicks and views? We're talking about children's information was also leaked to victims and everything. So it almost seems intentional in the way that they're orchestrating it. And if it's going to be intentional by them, then it needs to be intentional from us as well. What are we talking about this for? Like, and I'm not asking you this. This is just a question that society needs to ask itself in general. We know these files exist. What more do I need to know? Lock the people up, go through the evidence, and figure out what happened. That's all. I don't care. Outside of that, if you're not taking it to court, I don't care.
Folks, I hear a lot of frustration in her voice, and I've got that frustration too, because the time for talking should have been over. But yeah. Lena, unfortunately, until we get an opposition party that has some bite, the only thing we can do is talk about it, because Trump is not going to do anything. And the other issue with Trump is this. I was talking about this to somebody the other day. All these tech billionaires that normally voted blue, does it not strike y'all why they all of a sudden jumped on the Trump train? It's not just simply because they want to save taxes. It's not just simply because of regulations. Ultimately, Lena, all those tech bros went to that damn island, done some nasty stuff, and they are in those files, which is why they keep trying to buy Republicans so that they can kick this can down the road until there is no more opposition party. And if you ask me, the Democrats haven't been doing anything really. And I get that they can't do anything, but what you just said, Lena, is what they can do. Until they get enough people to affect change, they should be running out here in front of the microphone telling us, the voters, what they will do when they get the power back, how they will go after these people and ensure justice, how they will protect these victims, how they will protect anybody else who can come up with corroborating evidence, how they will take down this administration and all these rich ass people, whether they're Democrat, Republican, whoever. That's what Democrats should be doing right now. But have you heard one say that outside of Bernie, AOC, Ro Khanna? Nope. Crickets.
Silence.
I mean, I hear an orchestra outside my house of crickets, and it's deafening. Like, damn. I say that, and there's a cricket in my house. What in the Lord? Jeez, man, let me shut up. But anyway, yeah, Lena, I'm bothered by it because they're putting Jay-Z and these people out there to deflect from who really needs the attention. The attention needs to be on the people that are in the court filings. Trump, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Ghislaine Maxwell, Harlan Crow, Clarence Thomas. They are trying to deflect from them by putting out stuff that has no bearing, that has no substance, unsubstantiated. And to go after Russell Wilson, that's as low as you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, come on, man. Look at this guy. It's bad enough the hood hate him because Sierra decided she don't want no drama with the hood niggas that's got 1,100 kids and went to Russell, who I'm telling y'all, Russell is as pro-black as they come. I don't care if his hair is as curly as it is in a Native American tribe. Russell is pro-minority. Y'all keep that man name out your mouth. Post your comments. Let me know what you think. I think this is a big cover-up by the richest white men in America because they don't want to be taken down. This could be the thing that could cleanse this country of this crony capitalism, this eroded middle class that they've created, and fix some things and really get justice back if Democrats do what they got to do. So y'all let us know what you think. I'll give you something funny before we go to something heavy. Well, no. Let me finish all the Epstein stuff. Then we'll go to the funny stuff. Let me finish the Epstein stuff. Okay. So we've already kind of talked about Trump and him sticking his fingers up girls, measuring tightness. Lena, can you imagine that? Like
what? Don't even no. Trump, no. Please. I don't want to imagine that. Ugh.
Lena, not only would he do that, but then he go stick him up another girl, and I'm sure he didn't wash his hand. Can you imagine the STDs he passed around just by doing that?
Look how he looks. He's just gross.
All of them are gross. Elon Musk, all of them. Well, they asked Trump, what did he feel about these latest Epstein file dumps? Take a listen to this, Lena. Before we go to it, I know you're thinking, he was very concerned and he's going to get justice. Isn't that what you're thinking?
Absolutely. Of course. He's like head guy in charge. So I know he's going to take care of it because that's what he does.
Let's see.
Nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that have There are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that.
Okay. Nothing on me. DOJ needs to move on. That is so dismissive. It is such a lie. What are your thoughts on seeing him say that?
Well, it's intentional propaganda and gaslighting that the administration has done forever. This man is.
Lena, if you would have bet your retirement money that Trump was going to come for justice, you would have been wrong. Talk to me about his response. And Lena, look, you got a super chat, so I got to cut you a little bit of check today. Appreciate you, Robbie. I'll come back to you in a minute. But Lena, what do you think about Trump and his dismissiveness of the files, other than to throw Democrats under the bus?
I mean, it's literally typical Trump. All he does is run around questions, skate around everything. He never answers anything, and he just consistently lies. I completely expected this of him. Very, very, very him-like.
I expected him to be a little bit more vehemently opposed to the files. Like I was expecting him to bang the table, cuss out the reporter, because he loves to do that.
Yeah.
Tell them that they suck, that whoever they work for is terrible. I was expecting him to do all that. The fact that he went kind of light tells me that he's worried. It tells me that he's worried. The fact that he's never called Ghislaine Maxwell out of her name tells me that he's worried. He's worried. And the fact that they're doing all this stuff to try to circumvent democracy and the will of people's vote, for those of you that didn't hear it, they went to Fulton County, Georgia, where he told that county to come up with, how many votes was it, Lena?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't know.
I think it was like 11,001 votes. He went down there and took the paper ballots, ladies and gentlemen. He took them. And now he's trying to create some national voter thing to basically circumvent what he knows is going to happen. Because, Lena, if the Democrats win the House, and they only need 3 seats, that's it, 3. They can start. I don't see the point in impeaching him. Like, I get sick of people saying impeach, because impeachment is not going to happen unless the Senate gets involved, and then that still doesn't mean he's going to jail. And then you still got to deal with little J.D. Vance, who's probably in these files too. They could slow things down, and they could make it hard for them.
Yeah, that's true.
But we need something to be done, because I'm scared if he would send people to Georgia to just bust up in the middle of the night with Tulsi Gabbard, turncoat ass, to get those votes. And that's in Georgia. That's a red county. What do you think he would do to a blue county, Lena?
I think he has no bounds. I think he would have no bounds. He just does anything he wants. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
It is. It's like he gets away with whatever he wants. Now, maybe we might have a real American patriot. Somebody who has credibility, somebody that is a known womanizer, who is in the Epstein files, done been to the island several times. He done been to the island so much he got frequent flyer miles, has decided he's going to testify before Congress, Lena. Take a look at first of all, who do you think it could be?
Oh, Chad, I know it's Clinton. Is it Clinton?
It's Clinton.
Yes.
Take a look at this.
As fucking Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, has to bring up Bill Clinton and Bill Gates, we find out that Bill and Hillary Clinton are willing to testify in a 4-hour deposition recorded by transcript from the Oversight Committee. And so what my question is, do I think Bill Clinton was up to some really shady shit in this? Absolutely. Do I think he should be held accountable for it? Absolutely. But what makes me so mad on this, again, Donald Trump hasn't been questioned under oath for 4 hours about Epstein. He hasn't said he's willing to do that.
So there you have it, Lena. Clinton is going to go testify before Congress, which means nothing unless he's going to tell the whole story with all the details. Do you think that Clinton is going to jump on the sword and get the ball rolling for democracy?
Oh, of course not. And personally, if I was Clinton, I probably wouldn't either. But you know what I would do? I would testify, but I would use Trump's name and everything. I'd be like, yeah, me and Trump were riding up there. I would throw him under the bus. I would make up things. Y'all, they wouldn't want me to testify.
Testify, my sister. Testify. Testify.
I'd be lying. Here's us right here. AI pictures. Yeah. You're going
testify.
down, buddy.
Yes, my sister, testify. To get up there and take down somebody, because it's just been too much of this MAGA stuff. And Clinton is an insider. He knows where some of the bodies is buried. And that court ruling, well, I guess it wouldn't work because Clinton is not a sitting president, where they basically gave the president immunity. Trump has immunity against a lot of things. Federally, not stately. People, there's a distinction.
Yeah.
I think that if Bill Clinton gets up there and can connect some significant dots, I think this would get the ball rolling. But Lena, I have no faith that he's going to do that. I have no faith.
I think that if he feels desperate enough, if he feels like he could jeopardize everything, I think that that's when they do start to turn on each other. I think they need to corner him and put him in a situation where he has no other choice. If I was him, that would be my only next course of action. You're done for. Sorry. They've exposed too much about you. There is no coming back. Just prepare to go down and take as many people as you can. That's best solution.
They have to. And he needs to go make a deal with Ghislaine Maxwell, because she is one of the very few people in America that can connect all the dots. Now, there's no secret that there are a lot of people that think a lot of stories have been written with credible evidence that Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein both was kind of like Russian compronauts, the way Tulsi Gabbard is compromised, because there's a PP tape that Putin has that in some of these documents Epstein was talking about. There's some things that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell did in Israel that they have information on pretty high people in Israel. And so these two was going around getting dirt on everybody in every country where they was trafficking these girls. And Clinton needs to go make a deal with Ghislaine. Now, I do not want to see Ghislaine get off. But if Ghislaine can take down all these people, like if she can connect the dots to every single rich CEO that took his dumb ass, pedophile ass on that island and done something, I would be willing to let her live her life with a lockbox on her ankle if she can take down everybody and connect the dots. I mean, I don't want that to happen, but she's the only one that I think everybody in every court would accept as credible witnesses if she can go and find the pieces of evidence wherever it's hidden that will connect everybody. Because right now she's basically a liar. She's in jail for lying. And so do you think that if she connected dots on these wealthy people and can go find the evidence that she's buried, do you think that would finally take down these buffoons?
No, I feel like scrap Ghislaine. She's already sold out with Trump. She already had a meeting with that administration and she got herself in a different jail. She's done for. Go after the estate. The estate has all the emails. They have the juice of it. They have the dirt of it. They know where the money is connected. They know where the accounts are connected. Ghislaine has a lot to do with it, but they have the paperwork trail under their control. I'm surprised that nobody has brought more attention to his estate, actually.
Well, the brother has released some stuff last year, because that's who's the controller of the estate. And the brother seemingly has been willing, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, ladies and gentlemen, has been seemingly willing to cooperate as best he can. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of with Lean on Me, Lena. Where's that money coming from? What accounts is that money coming from? Where is the money going? How did the money get to that estate? And it just so happens that the way Jeffrey Epstein got rich, because the man was like a school teacher or something, and then all of a sudden he pops up rich. Picture that, Lena, a pedophile school teacher.
Crazy.
He wound up pretending to do like a tax job for the guy that was the CEO of Estee Lauder. and wind up getting like 175 million out of that, Lena. There is no way that man got 175 million to do taxes. What he did, he probably, because you remember in his home, he had cameras everywhere hidden. What he did was probably had that man in a compromising situation, got him on tape, and said, if you don't give me this money and keep paying, I'm going to rat you out.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I think that the most suspicious thing about him is his connections, like with these federal agencies and stuff. And I understand wealth can get you there, but I think that he had previous connections in that we still don't know fully about yet. And I'm more interested in that aspect of it. How does he connect to, these type of positions in this manner? So I do think that what you said, part of that is a theory. He had a habit of blackmailing people in a sense, but how does this connect to you being able to hire federal agents to work for you? Like, how does this type of power, how do you accumulate this type of power?
You're speaking of Jeffrey Epstein in terms of hiring federal agents to work for him, or are you talking about Trump?
Epstein. So he would hire a lot of agents, like I know for a fact CIA, but I think FBI as well. So when they would allegedly, retire, whatever, he would bring them on board to his company to work for him, which is very strange. So I know that was kind of a tangent. I'm sorry.
Lena, there's nothing strange about that. Those people that would go work for him, those fuckers is lazy. And oftentimes people like that like to go get these kind of like semi-part-time jobs doing security, doing like, special event security, stuff like that. Why would you not want to do special event security with Epstein and then give him insider information? Because a lot of people that was his clients, Lena, sadly, worked for the government. A lot of them. A lot of the other people that was his clients, they didn't work for the government, but they were CEOs. And what have me and you talked about? The people that skim the most money from the tax budget are CEOs of these major companies. So that would be the main reason why he would go after them. And he probably didn't even have to throw them a whole lot of money. He would just say, look, I'm going to give you a little bit of money and I got all this honey in there that's underage. Do what you want. Because remember, it was supposed to be a massage. That's how it started. You go to room number 1, then you go to the boom boom room. And that's where things happen. So yeah, I can easily see why they would work with him and give him all this knowledge. And I'm with you. Did they interview any of these people? Is that in the files we're not getting? Because we're not getting a lot of this stuff, Lena. You know that, right?
Yeah. They kept a lot of documents.
Yeah, it's sick. And I'm still mad at Joe Biden because you could have had Joe Biden and milquetoast Merrick Garland could have done something about this. And hopefully the Democrats have learned their lesson, not to try to play this patty cake. Everybody's going to have integrity, because you see what we got now. And we kind of stuck with it for a little bit. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see here. Before we completely get off the Epstein file, I got one more clip of one of these billionaire oligarchs who is knee deep in it, used to be a big time Democrat. You might have heard this, but if you haven't, here we go.
And so Mark Zuckerberg enters the Epstein files. Pop this up. The Daily Beast is reporting Jeffrey Epstein described a dinner with Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg as wild in an email included in the latest dump of files connected to the convicted sex offender. Every single person that is trying to dismantle democracy right now happened to be on Pedo Island, emailing Jeffrey Epstein, at dinners with Jeffrey Epstein, every single one of them. And I read a report yesterday that Meta, which Mark Zuckerberg owns, just donated $65 million to Republicans running in the midterms. $65 million. How broken is this system? How broken is it that Zuckerberg isn't hauled in front of Congress?
Lena, that is so pathetic to me. First of all, being able to give all that money is a problem. That's number one. And number two, it doesn't take rocket science to connect these dots. It doesn't. It doesn't. All these people that within 2 years have flipped, Lena, from
Yeah.
Democrat to Republican. When you see stuff like this, what do you think about when you think about these oligarchs controlling speech, controlling social media, and now pledging all their allegiance to Trump and MAGA and Republicans?
Well, I think it just has a lot to do with, I feel like that Trump and Epstein had a weird connection in the past, and we know that with what they wanted to do in government and the consolidation of power. They both wanted the same things. They went about it different ways. So Epstein was always involved with these people. And honestly, to some extent, so has Trump. I don't know why they flip sides. I don't know, the importance of that personally, but I just know that they've always had meetings and been in together on what I call, constructing this new world order or this new type of society that they wanted to create. They've been in cahoots. And I think that it's kind of like the tech bros, the new money versus old money. I think it was a lot of power and control dynamics. And with us kind of seeing what's happening in all these foreign countries and us seizing oil and stuff, oil is letting them know, baby, this old long money, it still has a lot of power. So it's kind of like it's them being the same people, but it's also a power check, and it's a war of who's gonna have the most power.
Lena done brought in here. Look at her bringing this next level PhD type stuff. A war of attrition. Way to go, lean on me, Lena. War of attrition between the old money, the cigarette money, the oil money versus this tech money, this crypto money. But here's the problem. They both are spending that money on a corrupt candidate to get things out of their way. And they're both spending all this money. A lot of them are spending money not only just because they want to implement their dominance, but also, Lena, some of these people are just simply trying to kick this Epstein can down the road. Literally, kick it down the road. And if you guys don't know what Lena's talking about when she's talking about these tech bros and their one new world order thing that they're trying to do, they basically have no use for regular people. As a matter of fact, as we sit here and speak, Peter Thiel is trying to build a tech city in Greenland, ladies and gentlemen, where he doesn't have to worry about the laws of America, where he doesn't have to worry about democracy. Democracy is played now. They don't care for democracy no more. At one point in time, all you would hear them say, Lena, is democracy this, democracy that, greatest country on the earth. Now they just want oligarch rule. They want this dark enlightenment shit I've heard them talking about. And that dark enlightenment, Lena, does not include a whole lot of people who are not rich. Should be scary to folks, but it's not. I don't know why people aren't harping on that a little bit more, but that is some bull jive, and I would implore you guys to just, hit your Chat GPT or your DeepSeek, whichever one you've got, and do some and just kind of read some quick excerpts on what they're trying to do, so that you've got to get out there and vote to stop this. Like this could be the turning point moment where we could get candidates who are unbossed by anybody, and don't give a damn about the CEOs and take people to justice. This could be that moment. Utilize it, ladies and gentlemen. Post your comments. Let us know what you think. By the way, Lena, you can find her on TikTok. Her link will be in description for those of y'all in here talking about she looks like a Nubian princess, which she is. Yes, she is. She imported her makeup directly from Egypt. Okay, the eyeshadow came directly from the pyramids where the mummies is at, ladies and gentlemen. Maybelline, if you're listening, hook a sister up. Okay, if you're listening, her link is in description.
Please.
Now, Lena, I don't know how you feel about this doctor. It behooves me to call him a doctor, because all the people that Oprah made famous, they all wound up going MAGA. Dr. Oz, Lena, what do you think about Dr. Oz?
I haven't liked Dr. Oz for years. I can't remember where it started at, but I know it's been a while.
Okay, well, he's back in the news running his damn mouth. Let me set this up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Because rich people have so bankrupt this country. Now, mind you, We pay into Social Security, but they would have you believe that it's a handout. And even if it is a handout, ladies and gentlemen, everybody is using the government for something. It's just that for some reason, the 1%ers, the 5%ers are easily able to manipulate the middle class and the poor that they shouldn't use the government. They manipulate you because they are using it. Not only are they using it, but they get that money and then they want their taxes reduced, which means you got to cough up more money. And I don't think a lot of people understand that, which is why we need it in school. So you know what Dr. Oz's grand idea to fix all the problems we have with the budget, Lena? You want to hear what he's got to say?
Oh, please tell me. I'm so ready.
Oh, girl, get your popcorn. You're gonna love this. How you gonna love it? How would you like to go straight from high school to work and then have to work till you're 72 in retirement?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
just work to the end.
Work your little fingers to the bone. Okay, take a listen to this, people. We can't make it up.
Ruth Ben-Ghiat, the expert on the historian, an expert on authoritarianism, she told me that autocrats, dictators, despise the people that they govern. They have disdain for the MAGA base. And here is Dr. Oz, who's crawled up Trump's ass all the time. And he says this today. Play the clip.
If we could get the average American, because they feel healthy, they're vital, they're strong, they have agency over their future, to start working a year earlier, right out of high school, or work a year later, not retire, or work better during their lifetime because they're healthy, it would generate about $3 trillion. $3 trillion to the U.S. economy. That would more than remove the debt. It would provide us unbelievable strength because the taxes on that $3 trillion would allow us to keep Medicare Part A solvent, to make a trust fund. It would allow us to make Social Security healthier, tremendous downstream benefits. But to do that, you actually have to invest in making sure people want to work the extra year.
Okay. So he is suggesting that working class people need to work longer and start earlier and work harder so that they can cover for the national debt. The reason that we have the national debt is because of a lot of these failed Republican policies.
Lena, for a minute there, I was about to think that he was going to say something of substance. He was talking about quality of life and quality of when you're working. And then this fool goes into the tirade about working longer, about fixing the national debt. The minute he said that, I zoned out. The minute he said that, because I'm so sick, Lena, of rich people raiding the federal government's money that the majority of middle class and poor contribute to more than the 1%ers and the 5%ers do. And then they want to have the nerve to tell you, you don't deserve nothing from the government, but you need to pay more because the people that are going to give it to you is us trickling down. Okay. Floor is yours, Lena. This makes me sick.
So first, I have a major problem with a doctor telling people that a solution to anything is to work harder. So A, you're super unqualified. B, what world does he live in? People are already doing that. People already get jobs in high school. People are already working past retirement. Where is he living at? He's clearly not on this planet. Like, you can't be paying attention to what's happening around you to not see that people cannot afford to retire anymore. How is this a solution? Like, I'm so sick of these people.
Me too. Like, bruh, that is not no solution. And then did you see the way his eyes was glossing over? He was having a damn erection talking about, oh, all the money we can generate. Go sit on a stick, man. No. When is the last time you've actually had to struggle to understand what people... Lena, literally, there are some doctors struggling that do research.
Yeah.
They're struggling that do research. Not because they're not making... Not because they don't get paid what they should get paid, but because the cost of everything around them has gone up and their pay hasn't kept up with it.
True.
Teachers, firemen, nurses, anybody working for the public good, pay has not kept up with it. And then the benefits that they will offer you to offset lack of pay, Trump done just got rid of that shit. just got rid of it. And the Republican Party for years has always tried to come for Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, and food stamps. Well, guess what? Even if you take all that stuff out, which you can't and you won't, that still is not going to help the deficit. Lena, I don't know why people and Democrats want to pussyfoot around this. You have got to go after these rich people, unrealized gains, and stop allowing them to take out loans on their assets so that they can circumvent taxes. Period. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't keep going to the people that get squeezed by the rich people. The people in the middle and below, Lena, get squeezed two ways. Number one, when money gets printed into the system, the majority of middle class and poor don't get that money. The rich people get that money. And then because that money has been printed, Lena, guess what they get to say now? Since there's more money circulating in the market, we get to inflate things. We get to say that the price of eggs needs to be $1,100. Okay. We can say that gas need to be $10 a gallon or whatever. And then on top of that, when you have the Republicans in control, the rich just got those two benefits. Well, there's a third, Lena. They get tax cuts. And when they get tax cuts, who has to make up the difference?
God, we do. It's horrible.
And it makes me mad, Lena, that me and you understand this. Why the hell does flyover country don't understand it? Is it because they don't want to? Is it because they're dumb? Is it because they spend every waking day hanging from a mountain with that one tooth they got that still works? Why does flyover country not get this, Lena? Help me out here. Is it's because the Republicans tell them to pray to God, right? God's going to take care of them. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. They think God's going to come in and save them. And it's like, but even if you read scriptural texts, God tells you that you have a lot of power. You create your own environment. Like you construct your own world. So it's even their belief in God is skewed. Like it's very interesting how it all works out.
And it's scary. It's debilitating. Yeah. And we Democrats have to address the God problem too, because the God problem is keeping people from critically thinking. The God problem is keeping people from understanding that everybody in this country doesn't believe in the same God you believe in, but everybody in this country wants to have a good quality of life. And it doesn't take everybody's God to work to make that happen. It takes a federal government and a state government that is working for the good of the people to make that happen. And we've got to get them to get on it. So post your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you enjoy Lena's answers, not just the way she looks, ladies and gentlemen. We know she's got it going on, okay? Make sure you go to her link in the description if you want to see more of her, because she gives you videos on TikTok almost daily, okay? You keep her very entertained. So now, Lena, we'll get to the cross section of my channel where it's kind of movies and politics.
Okay.
A first lady put out a documentary the other day, Lena.
Oh, I know.
A first lady who enjoys plagiarizing other first ladies. a first lady who got paid $25 million for Amazon up front, but yet Amazon couldn't even give me $1 million to make my like I'm just not gonna let it go. Okay, so let me pop this up for you. Fuck you, Amazon. Yes, you could have gave me $800,000. I would have made a better movie than this shit. Lena, look at this. Melania Trump's document.
They should let me star in it.
Oh my God. Oh man. Hey, you would have sold out at the very least the first week. Look, Melania Trump's documentary officially has the worst rating for a movie ever on IMDb, ladies and gentlemen. It got a 1.3 out of 10. Let me show you some more stuff about this thing. Here it is. It's an intimate chronicle, offers a rare glimpse into the life of Melania Trump, exploring her role as First Lady and her relationship with the president. Lena, this got so bad that Republican groups was coming together, busing people from the church to go see this movie, and it still didn't hardly make any money. So what do you think about this? And are we being unfair to Melania, giving her a 1.3 out of 10?
Why does she need a movie? Why didn't anybody pick me as a starring role? And I'm going to keep reiterating this. I've been practicing since she did that Christmas thing. And she's like, give children toys for Christmas. Like, I am perfect for the role. I'm ready. They should have known. What could her movie possibly be about? Like, what is it even about?
I just read you the log line. It is about
that didn't even sound like anything.
It was word salad, right? That was a bunch of word salad bull jive. Lena, we can break this down really quickly. And I guarantee you they didn't put the real stuff in there. Number one, they met each other via Epstein. That's number one. Number two, she wanted to become an American citizen. She wanted her immigration status. So she just bit the bullet, bent over and said, Trump, poke me, give me a baby so I can come to America. That's it. And I'm not knocking no woman that use their sexuality to get what they want, as long as you're doing it in a way where you're not hurting someone. You can do what you want to do. But literally, that's what she did. She laid open her leg and said, Trump, jump on me so I can come to America. That's what she did. Yeah. Not to mention, she used to be a new model back in whatever country, Slovakia or wherever she come from. You seen those pictures?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So y'all let me know. Is anybody going to see Melania's movie? Like Jeff Bezos.
Don't lie.
Yes. Post your comment. Let us know. As a matter of fact, my homeboy friend the other day, his wife had the nerve to say, when he said, I'm going to the movies with Lamont, she gonna say, are y'all going to see the Melania documentary? I said, tell your wife we have standards. We would rather go see Lilo and Stitch before we go see a fucking Melania movie. Yeah, definitely. Post your comments, y'all. Lena, we're finally to the off-ramp. You finally get ready to get off this train with me, because I know I run you nuts up here joking on everybody, calling people names that call us, and they call us out of our names. The last buffoon we got to talk about is Elon Musk. Now, I own some Teslas. Love the cars, love the self-driving, but I hate Elon Musk. Hate him. Honestly, I've never really liked him. I've always felt like something was off with him. Then I learned about his autism, and then I was like, okay, maybe I should give him some grace. Then I learned he's not helping his autism because he stays high on ketamine, so I really started hating him. Then he moved from California to Texas to say, F you Democrats. That's what I knew the fix was in. And then he got caught up, Lena, in it was like 150 lawsuits dealing with Black people and minorities. And I said, okay, 1, you can get away with, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, but not 100. Dude, you got a problem with Black people.
Yeah.
So, Lena, do you think that problem with Black people has gotten any better now that he's been this close to power?
Of course not. He's so jealous. Like, oh, it's gross. Get a life. Leave us alone. We're not bothering.
I always tell Black women, y'all are the backbone of this country, and y'all are also white man's worst nightmare, because they want to control you. They know that y'all got more balls than some men. And when you're educated and look good, they want you to F them, but they can't. Y'all ain't giving them the draws. Y'all not giving them the panty draws, and they want y'all to dominate them in the bedroom, but y'all not going for the banana in the tailpipe. Well, listen to how Elon came for one of our sisters, because Christopher Nolan put one of our Black, sexy, big booty sisters in a movie, and Elon had things to say. This comes to us from my boy, good Canadian kid, great Canadian kid, John Campia.
I own 2 Teslas, one for myself, one for my wife. I love the car. I'm not going to lie. I do. I own 2 Teslas, one for myself, one for my wife. I love the car. I'm not going to lie. I do. I love the cars. I really do. Elon Musk is a bit of an ass, but what can I say? The cars I drive are pretty good. And, while Elon Musk has some other problems to deal with, coming out in some documents showing he may have visited certain islands doing certain things, He's also made the news for another reason today. Many of you know Christopher Nolan has a new movie coming out called The Odyssey, in which he's assembled, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say, a top 10 greatest cast ever assembled in a motion picture. I think 3-4 Academy Award winners. I can't remember. I lost count of how many, but a lot of them in there. And apparently, according to Elon Musk, who is, of course, a world-renowned film expert, Christopher Nolan has lost his integrity. Why would he say that Christopher Nolan has lost integrity, as they would say on South Park? Well, because he had the audacity to cast Lupita Nyong'o as a beautiful woman. That's the problem. This comes to us from the folks at The Independent who wrote this. In response, a user on Musk's platform X wrote, Helen of Troy, who's going to be played by Lupita Nyong'o, was fair-skinned, blonde, and the face that launched 1,000 ships because she was so beautiful that men started a war over her. I will fight you in the streets over Lupita Nyong'o. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Casting choices that make the premise incoherent are admissions that the story was never the point and an insult to the author, to which Elon Musk amplified on his social media platform and put in the response, Chris Nolan has lost his integrity. All right. Let's go over this because this reminds me a lot of the whining little bitches I saw complaining about the casting of the new Professor Snape in Harry Potter.
Lena, did you hear that? He is mad because Lupita is who is an attractive woman, and she has got a rump roast on her, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, don't, and it's real. Elon Musk is mad that she's going to be Helen of Troy. Now, mind you, it's because of him and Republicans that kids don't really know the real history of the world. Mm-hmm. Lena, before I give you the floor, you know the story of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony?
Yeah, I think so. If you want to give me a refresher?
They left their little European abode, found Egypt, fell in love with a beautiful dark-skinned woman, so much so that it made them go and stick knives in each other's back because that panty draws was so good. Once you go black, it's hard to go back. So Elon Musk, to actually really think that a black woman can't be that beautiful, you obviously don't know history. This is why you don't want people knowing history, because people would have to really face up to what reality is and atone for some of their bull jive. But having said that, Lena, what do you think of your man, Elon Musk? Should we just send him to Mars and let him stay there by himself? Got the nerve to not want Lupita to be Helen of Troy.
Yeah, I think send him to the moon, wherever he can go. He's so jealous. Like, he's so obsessed with us. I literally can't even imagine why he would even feel the need to make a comment on this movie. I'm just tired of hearing him speak. I really wish he would disappear. Go wherever you need to go. Don't say anything. We don't need to see you. And why are people like thinking that black women, aren't attractive, especially dark-skinned black women? Stop spewing this narrative. They keep spewing this narrative, and it's not true. Get over it. We're beautiful. Leave us alone. We're not bothering you.
Folks, we're sitting here with a dark-skinned woman right now who is equally as beautiful as Lupita, and I would dare say even more prettier. And to continue to say that dark-skinned people in general can't be attractive, I think, Lena, this is what I think. I think a lot of people don't understand that worldwide there is a fair skin versus dark skin issue worldwide. It's not just America. So like in India, the country, you have some fair skinned Indians, and then you have the darker skinned Indians. Which one you think get curry favor the most? The ones that look like Europeans. And of course, in America, we've been dealing with this shit since Reconstruction. But here's the problem, Lena. I tell you all the time, while on the surface, they tell you not to like dark skin. What do you think the slave master? Who do you think the slave master was going back there in the outhouse tagging? The dark skinned ones. They weren't back there tagging the light-skinned girls. They was back there tagging the dark-skinned ones. And now that they can't force y'all to be tagged, they want to ruin y'all by saying y'all ugly. And that is nothing could be further from the truth. What say you, Lena?
Yeah, I completely agree. Everyone knows that dark-skinned women are beautiful, and I'm very happy to see this era of dark-skinned women come in. Olandria, Lupita, you know, there's a lot of women, you know, breaking boundaries and things for women. So don't be discouraged by what these people say. Be confident in yourself, because, you know, it's harder on dark-skinned women. People have made comments about my skin tone and my hair texture almost my entire life. The focus on my features, you know, even my nose, things like that, people would point out like, oh, you have a small nose, like just things that you wouldn't think that people would say to someone. So it's such an emphasis on our appearance. And I really hope that the world just starts to ignore things like this and just keep rooting, you know, Black women on like they have been, you know, for the past few years.
Well, that we could really explode that movement by taking down all these white ass CEOs that is in them Epstein files. Elon Musk too, he's in there. And nothing would make my heart quiver and give me a geekgasm than to see Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, everybody who has accosted these girls go to jail for a long time and not be able to go to like Paris and go to one of those cushiony jails. Send their asses to Leavenworth, where they try to get Michael Vick. And I always say this too, Lena, for those Anglos who was so upset with Michael Vick for dog fighting, but you're not mad about Trump and what's going on here, you have a problem. For those same Anglos who was just recently so mad at P. Diddy and R. Kelly, but you ain't got none of that heat for Donald Trump, go look in the mirror and say you're the problem. Now, for me, all of them needed justice. Michael Vick has done his time. He's doing better now, but he did need justice. R. Kelly and P. Diddy need justice. Trump and everybody on that Epstein list need hard justice, because I still ain't got over Trump and January 6th thing. And, you know, technically by the letter of the law and punishment, that is higher than a pedophile ring. And nobody has really served no time for that yet. And if they did, Trump let them off. We need that kind of hardcore justice. We need somebody to come put their foot down. So, Lena, you've got another super chat. You're definitely going to have to give me your Cash App so I can give you some of these coins. Let me read the 2 super chats that you got. Okay. I'm going to have to keep you around, Lena. You're a moneymaker. Let's see. Good evening, my brother. F Trump and the Epstein files. Flow drip. Right.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Thank you for the super
I am
chat.
with that, Robbie. Appreciate you, my brother. And then Derek just sent a $10. Derek Williams, I appreciate you. 590. I know what you're trying to say, and I'll wink at her for you. I appreciate all y'all coming here, making this be a lively show, having a good time. We're growing the numbers. I guess finally people are starting to want to be interested in the politics, man. We're starting to get on up there. We're inching. Or is it that y'all coming to see our good looks? You know, that's what y'all coming to see. Yeah. You see, dark on dark, baby. Nothing's better than that dark on dark. Black on black, baby. Best thing in the world. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Go check out my sister Lena in the TikTok. And until that next Sex is Hell video, here's my sister with the outro.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.